Foreign direct investment is a crucial driver for the economic growth, job creation, integration into global value chain. Now, on this context, there are articles related to the FDI and also the tax haven. In this session, we will be covering these all. Hello everyone, this is Pratyusha. Welcome to Law Excellence. Now, why this FDI and the tax haven are being present in the news? Now, recently we have observed that there is large amount of increase of FDI into the country in the recent reports. Along with that, there is also articles stating that our FDI, or what we say, the investment from the India is been going into the tax haven due to different reasons. Now, in this session, we will be talking about what are the different types of FDI, what is the tax haven, what are the data that is being related to this, and what can be done. Now, first, when we see what is the FDI? The foreign direct investment. Now, foreign direct investment refers towards the investment by the foreign entity. It might be an individual, it might be a company, or else a government where it is showing an interest in the business of India, where it is located in the other country from the mother country. Now, this is where the new operations, the reinvestment of the profits, etc. is being done. It means that in India, for example, a company that is being located in US or a company that is being located in Singapore or Mauritius, now they are trying to invest in the different sectors, different schemes or the projects in India. Now, that is what we will be calling it as the foreign direct investment. Now, unlike foreign portfolio investment, now we have two different. One is direct investment that is being present. The other one we have is a foreign portfolio investment. Now, when we see the foreign portfolio investment is investing in the particular company's stocks, investing in particular company's bonds or the government bonds that are being present. But whereas when we see the FDI, these are morely invested in the financial assets. So, some sort of assets have been created to the FDI. Now, and with this FDI, there is long-term interest, control and management of the business enterprise can also be happening. Now, second, when we see what are the different types of FDI that are being present. Now, first, when we see, we can divide the different types of FDI based on the entry mode. Now, what type of investment is this? Is the investment going on for the development of a new project, or is this investment is going for the development of already existing project, already existing company that has been there? Now, that's where we have been dividing it based on the entry. One is the greenfield investment, where the investment is not related to the environment or anything, but here it is for the setting up of new business operations. From the start, from the basic, level 0, the investment will be starting. Then here we have brownfield investment, where we are trying to acquire or lease this particular type of projects or the companies that are being present. Then second classification we can see based on the nature of investment. Now, how the investment has been coming into this particular sector. First one, we will talk about the horizontal FDI. Now, here investment in a similar type of the business. For example, the business in USA is related to the service sector, and the investment is also being done in the service sector. Then we have the vertical investment there, where we are forming a part of supply chain. For example, I am a service sector, I am being providing an IT sector. Now, along with that, if I am investing in the electronic sector, now similar to this sector, the supply chain we are trying to invest, then that is what we call it as a vertical FDI. Then we have conglomerate FDI. Now, already we have particular established companies and the entities have been present. Now, I am going and investing in those type of entities and companies. That's what we call it as a conglomerate FDI. Then other classification based on the regulation. Now, FDI is not unregulated. FDI is again regulated. Please do comment which is the act which regulates the FDI. Then we have the automatic route and the government route is being present. Automatic route means that prior permission, prior regulations, etc. from the government is not being required by that investment. But whereas we have government route, where prior approval of the government is being required for that particular sector investment. Along with this, we'll see why FDI is actually particularly increasing in India. Why India is becoming one of the favorite FDI destinations in the globe. First thing is that policy reforms. Now, when we see different policies that are being present, we are creating large amount of liberal policies, liberalizations in the FDI. We are creating and we are also allowing 100% FDI in majority of the sectors in the industries. Then we are going for the automated route. Prior approval also is being not required for the majority of the investments that are being coming. Second, we have the economic growth. Now, we all know India is one of the fastest growing economy, almost fourth largest has been present. Now, this is where we have been trying to have large amount of economic growth has been present. Now, these people, whenever they invest in India, they might get the profits very easily or very less time period. Then we have Make in India and the production linked incentive schemes of the government. Now, that is also enhancing the production, which in turn gives the profits to the investors. Then we have a digital economy expansion. We have large amount of startups are being present. We have a concept called angel investment is being present. Then e-commerce is being present. This has been attracting large amount of global investors towards India. Then we have the infrastructural push. Not only the services, no, we need the proper infrastructure, proper industrial unit, proper supply chain management should be present. Now, those also are being developing in India, which is attracting the FDI from the foreign. Now, next we will be seeing what is a tax haven. Now, okay, another country from an US or other abroad country, whenever a person is coming and investing in India, now this is what we are calling it as the FDI. Then also we have outflowing FDI. It means that a person, an Indian person is investing in other countries. Now, this is what we call it as outflowing FDI. Now, this outflowing FDI also, there's large amount of increase in the FDI related to the tax haven is being present. There are many articles that have been coming towards this. Now, what is a tax haven? Now, tax haven is a country or a territory that offers very low or zero taxes, and there is large amount of financial secrecy. You cannot exactly come up with who is the owner of this company, what is the transactions. Transparency is very much less. Secrecy is being maintained by this tax havens. Along with that, we have large amount of lenient regulations. Now, this all factors are attracting many of the profit people for going and investing in this tax haven countries. And for example, we have Cayman Islands, British Virginia Islands, Mauritius, Singapore, Luxembourg. Now, these are the different regions which are considered as the tax havens of the world. Now, tax havens are always criticized because, now for example, a person is being present. Now, instead of directly paying taxes to the government, what he's been doing, he's trying to invest in another country. And there again, it is rerouted and it's been coming into the country. Now, he's trying to evade the taxes. Now, that is being criticized. The round tripping is being present with this tax haven. Were again reinvested into the FDI, and the tax avoidance is being present. Now, with this, we'll see little data regarding it. Now, you can see India has received around 70 billion of FDI inflows in the year 2022 and 2023. Now, this has been report given by DPIIT. Now, you can quote this one in your mains answers. Second, we have different sectors where this FDI has been coming, and the top sector where we'll be seeing is the services, computer software, hardware, the trading, telecommunication, and the constructions. And the top countries, now we can see this image, top countries from where we have been observing the FDI. It's not just the US, because now there's large amount of issue going on with the US tariff and all, etc. But when you see from where the FDI is actually coming, the FDI has been coming from the Singapore, 27%, whereas in Mauritius, 23%, USA, 18%, Netherlands, 9%, Japan, 6%. Now, this is the various data that is being present. Now, one more, if you see, why the FDI is going into the tax haven? Why the people in India, Indian citizens, are being going towards the tax haven? The reasons that are being present. First one is the round tripping. As I told you, the Indian firms are being creating domestic money towards the tax havens, again re-entry into the India by FDI, because the re-entry FDI or inflow FDI is having less amount of taxes. Second, there is having large amount of tax advantages, lower tax for the FDI. Then ease of business setup. Now, it's very easy, there's large amount of automatic route has been there. 100% FDI has been allowed in many of the sectors. PLI schemes are being given. Then confidentiality. Now, tax haven, one of the important point is that they have top secrecy. Financial secrecy is being present. Then double taxation avoidance agreement. Many of the countries also we have this double taxation avoidance agreements is being present. So that instead of in two countries, taxing in two countries, it will be bared or it will be collected in only one country. Now, that's why we have the double taxation avoidance agreements. Now, this is what India has been doing with many of the tax havens that have been present. Now, lastly, we'll see one practice question related to this FDI and the tax haven, where we will try to practice, and maybe it may be important for this prelims exam. Now, consider the following statements about the foreign direct investment in India. Under the automatic route, foreign investors need prior approval of the Government of India. Singapore has been the top source of FDI inflows in India in recent years. Round tripping refers to domestic money being routed abroad and reinvested back into the country as FDI. Which of the following statement is correct? 1 and 2 only, 2 and 3 only, 1 and 3 only, 1, 2, 3 only. So do correct the correct answer in the comments. Thank you everyone.